Welcome to Reunite with Self podcast. I'm your host, Rukan. Here, we will be discovering and unraveling what is truly holding you back. We will put the puzzle together and give you clarity on how and what you can do to create massive shift in your life so you start creating the life you always envisioned for yourself. There is no more waiting. Whether it is liberating from dysfunctional family patterns or parenting tools and tips that actually make the difference, we will be diving into the truth and core of things that are simple and which yet no one talks about. I will be sharing with you all the things that would have changed my life massively if I heard any one of these episodes. A new world is awakening, and true bliss, harmony, and peace is possible on this earth. And my mission is to bring you closer to that, one step at a time. In this safe space, I will hold your hand and give you courage and certainty that you can shift anything and everything in your life. It is time we break the pattern. Whether you want to be the parent you never had or make a shift in your life so you don't play small any longer, you will find the support and guidance in this space. My intention is for you to find answers within yourself while you listen to this podcast, so you feel the bliss of reuniting with your true essence, with self, with so much love and compassion and courage. From my heart to yours, let's keep it rockin'. My gorgeous listener, thank you for being here. I am so grateful you're tuning in to this episode. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your courage. So this episode is called Might There Be Any Narcissism in Your Family? And we're going to talk about 3 signs that there might be narcissism in your family. So as soon as I record this, it's going to air. I am doing this a bit last minute today. Every Thursday, we have new episodes coming up. This morning, I woke up very early. I moved my body a lot for a long time. And then I was ready to record the first episode not the first episode, but the first episode that I had to record today, which was on my Turkish podcast. So if you speak Turkish, you will see on the show notes the name and the link to my Turkish podcast. So I had a very powerful call, and now I'm recording my English podcast episode. So I'm switching to English now. I know that this episode will resonate a lot with so many people, and my intention is that this episode reaches many highly sensitive, compassionate, empathic souls that might not know where the problem is coming, what the root really is. Maybe they might be not seeing why they have some stuff stuck in their life. They're doing a lot, they're working a lot, they're putting a lot of effort into things or maybe they're not even doing the things, they're not even putting in the effort, they're not even taking any actions, but they just are looking at the wrong place to solve their problems. My intention is very clear now that this episode finds the highly sensitive, empathetic, compassionate souls who have open hearts and who want to realize their true mission on this earth and realize their truth themselves and really create an incredible life for themselves. But they don't know where the problem is coming from. Maybe they might be fighting on things that are not really the cause of their problem. And I hope this brings some clarity, some aha moments for them. So, thank you for being here. My podcast, Reunite with Self, is very precious to my heart. This is something that was like a gift to myself this New Year's that I started. I started recording before that. I was preparing, but I launched it this New Year's because 2023, I entered the year from a very different place, as a very different person. I'm always myself, but I have transformed so much in the last a year and a half. I've transformed my life completely in the last 1 year. Not just like the things that I am accomplishing or doing or receiving or creating or making. It's not just that. It's like maybe most importantly, and that's where everything is coming from. And I'm still learning. It's a lifelong process, but I've started my process. Like I have started my life. I have started living. And it's coming from my energy, my state. My energy and my state, daily life, like when I wake up until I go to sleep, and during my sleep, like my energy, my state is somewhere that I can't even compare. And I love my old self. I love all parts of myself. I want to see all parts of myself. I'm always thirsty and hungry to see all parts of myself, honor her and love her and embrace her and see her and hear her. So my intention for myself is always, really, I was having this conversation with one of my coaches today, and my intention, and he was telling me too, I don't want to get rid of my part. Maybe that feels not enough. Like not enoughness, that part of me that was caused by trauma in my early childhood when I was a baby, extremely, extremely abused in my 20s. Like I love her. I want to see her. I never want to get rid of her, but I want to transform her. I want her to see who I am today. I want her to know that I'm here for her today. I want her to know that I validate her feelings, that I'm there for her. I'm there to listen to her. I'm now seeing her. I'm the one that's going to validate and confirm her feelings to her. And I'm here to see what really happened, what she really felt. So yeah, I have an exercise that I need to do. I want to do it today, later today. But today is really like, I just want to like close all the doors and windows and just want to record podcasts all day today. But I have other things waiting for me. So I will record this, put it up on air. And I don't think I'm going to record another one today, but I hope I will. So three signs that there might be narcissism in your family. So when we say narcissism, I want to repeat again, I talk a lot about this on the other episodes, and I will always continue saying this, repeating this. It doesn't matter how many times I say, I will keep on saying until it reaches more and more and more people and it makes an impact on other people's lives. First of all, just know that I am doing this podcast and I'm creating all the episodes with the intention that it's like a love letter to myself. Anytime, like from 2 years ago to any time before that, if I received any one of these episodes, if I listened to any one of these episodes, it would have changed my life massively. I would have the aha moments much, much earlier. I would have the courage. I would have the wisdom. I would have the clarity in big letters, capital letters, the clarity to be able to put the puzzle together of what was happening in my life. I have a lot of narcissism in my family. A lot. I have a lot of narcissism in my family, and when I think about like all the lineage, like all the big family, I see a lot of different men, different women in different lifestyles, shapes, size, forms, colors, tones, textures, different lifestyles, different personalities, a lot of narcissism going on. And I don't want people to be asleep to this. I don't want the highly empathic, highly sensitive, highly compassionate souls to be asleep to this fact and enable it and give up on themselves and on their lives, on the incredible things that they can create and do and serve in this world. I don't want them to give up on that because their life energy is too precious. There is no need to wait. There is no need to postpone. you have the strength and you have what it takes for you to have the clarity today. And clarity saved my life. I know it will save yours. If you are a highly empathic, highly sensitive person, clarity will save your life. And it's not easy, and it doesn't have to be. Our intention is to create an easier life for you, a fulfilling life for you. So we're going to do the difficult things. So today I'm going to talk about 3 signs, and I'm going to just lay it out now, and then I will walk you through them, and I will give you different examples. The 3, I can say, main signs that there might be narcissism in your family is this. When I say family, it's the family you were born into, you were raised by. If you have narcissistic relationships, like narcissistic boyfriends, girlfriends, wife, husband, if you have any narcissism or narcissistic tendencies, I was going to say this. When I say narcissism, I mean person with a narcissistic behavior, narcissistic tendency. They don't have to necessarily need to have a personality disorder. So it doesn't have to seem an extreme thing from outside, but their behavior have always been extremely extreme to you. And they have influenced your life in a way that they don't need to have the personality disorder to really F up your life and really influence you. But it's time now for you to make massive change. As you're an adult now, you're listening to this podcast. I'm assuming you're an adult now. Now it is time for you to take the ropes of your life and really make a massive shift, have the clarity, have the certainty, and just move with it every single day. Although it might feel uncomfortable, although you might feel fear, that is all good signs. They're all like great signs, like chef's kiss. They're all great signs. The 3 signs that there might, and I was going to say, if you have any narcissistic tendencies from your partner, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend in your romantic relationships, or your ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, ex-husband, ex-wife, whatever. If you've had any narcissistic tendencies, the things that we're going to talk about today in your romantic relationships, just know that I don't talk about them that much because they are only the results. They're not the cause of your suffering. They make you suffer deeply, but they're just getting rid of that person or that thing, but just getting rid of that person will not solve your problem and will not make you feel fulfilled. That's not where the problem arises for the first time in your life. It's not the first time you're experiencing that. The story might be very different from what you went through as a child, as a young child, a teenager in your 20s, and even more today. So from your family, the story might be very different, but the feelings are going to be very, very similar. And romantic relationships are always the results of what you've been through from the family you were born into. They are the results, not the cause. The cause, we look at the family. When we look at the cause, the root of the problem, then we can have a fulfilling life. Then you can have a fantastic romantic relationship, a romantic life, a fulfilling romantic life. That's the only way, my friend. That's the only way. So if you clicked on this thinking that you might find some answers regarding your relationship, please, I ask you to look deeply into your family relationships as well with full honesty to yourself. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. So the first sign is that you have narcissism in your family. Bing, bing, bing. This is very big. You don't feel heard. The second one, you don't feel seen. The third one, you don't feel safe. Safety, meaning you don't need to feel not safe in all areas of your life with your family to have narcissism. You don't need to feel unsafe in all the time to have narcissism in your family. You might be feeling that way, but that's not necessary. That's actually a great way for you to self-sabotage. That's why the breadcrumbs are there. That's why other parts that look really good and safe and wonderful and all the things for you to stay stuck and not be clear about what's happening. They need to be there for you to self-sabotage and not see it clearly. They have to be there. That's how it works. So it might mean you don't feel safe to be yourself. It might seem as if it might show up as you don't feel safe to shine bright, to be yourself fully, to shine your being in your fullest potential. You don't feel safe. You don't feel safe with success. You don't feel safe with your power. Or you don't feel safe when you ask for support. It might be about asking for support about another narcissist in your family. You don't feel safe. You don't feel that your emotions are validated. You might be saying, this person is doing this to me. I don't feel safe. I feel that they're very competitive with me. They're very jealous. I don't feel safe with them. It's not family. And the other person might say whatever they say for you to give up on that and find, just feel guilty or ask you to push your emotions down, whatever it is. Maybe I'll go through that stuff. But what I want to say today is these are the 3 very big signs that there is narcissism in your family. And they don't have to be it can be one of your parents. It can be both of your parents in different shapes and sizes and forms that they're abusing you, that they have abused you. 3 signs is that you don't feel heard around your family members. It can be your relatives, extended family, siblings, whatever it is. You don't feel heard, you don't feel seen, and you don't feel safe. You might be feeling all these 3 signs as well, depending on, who you're with or what the topic of the day is, what you're talking about, what area of your life it is, who you're talking to, and all of this stuff. I'm going to keep this episode short and sweet as much as possible because it's like an invitation to you. First of all, for you to start really looking at the people around you and what they have caused, how you felt, if you were ever seen or heard by them, really in an honest way. So I will just go through them and explain you what I mean by each one. And if I don't mention something related to what you've been through, your situation, your story, please remember, there is no way that I can give all the possible examples. My intention is to give different examples on different episodes. So you find something that, you say, yes, this is exactly what I've been through. But these 3 signs are very universal. So it might, you should be feeling some kind of resonance to them if there is any narcissism in your family. And narcissism right now is huge in families. It's really, really big. It's doesn't matter where you are in the world. There is so much deep hidden narcissism. If your family looks like a normal family, even a happy family, it can become even more strange and confusing, and more difficult to have the clarity. But I'm talking to these individuals mostly, but you might have a broken family, a very traumatic family life as well, where society, gives you the confirmation that, you had a traumatic experience, but and I see you and I hear you, and these are all extreme examples, but I am mainly focused on families that seem normal, that seem happy from outside. Because these people don't have any tools. They're looking at the wrong places to realize themselves. And I want to be a guide for them, a mentor, a friend, a place where they can have clarity. So when I say you don't feel heard
and you don't feel seen. These are related in some ways and they are different in some ways as well. So if you are sitting at a table having a meal with your relatives, maybe closer family members, whatever your situation is, you don't feel heard. You can never be authentically yourself and feel safe. So these are all related, like feeling safe, heard, and seen. They all come together. They're always related to one another in some way. But I'm giving you examples now. When I say you don't feel heard, what I mean is that you can never be authentically yourself. For example, when they're talking about something, even something that, about love or how they feel loved or how they love one another might feel very out of alignment from love. Like it might sound to you as if they're talking about, it's not even like a joke to you. It's like uncomfortable, even sad. And the jokes that they're making, it's like you don't resonate with it. And you cannot show up fully as yourself because you will be judged, criticized, shamed, even bullied, like made fun of, or a narcissist will see that you're shining your light, and so he or she will put you down in some way. And please listen to my other episodes for sure. I go deeper, and I will continue going deeper into the examples of how this shows up, what really happens in those moments, and what you can do. And the second one is you don't feel seen. So this is the same thing, but it can be different. So heard, when I say heard, it can be something like you went through something, you want to express your emotions, but you can never truly be authentically yourself and express what you felt, especially like something challenging and even like something exciting because like I was going to say depending on the narcissist, but no, not depending on the narcissist. The narcissist, the person with narcissistic tendencies who has you as their target, they don't want to see you shine bright. That's the biggest thing. They see you as their competitor. You might be their child. It doesn't matter. It's just how their subconscious works. It's how their brain works. That's why they do the things that they do. They know that they're stealing your energy from you when they're doing things, but they don't need to be thinking clearly because they never want to see their shadow. But they don't need to be thinking clearly, oh, I'm going to say this, so I'm going to steal the energy from him or her. Doesn't have to be this way. But they do it knowing that it's going to bring you down. I'm not going to go through how the narcissistic person's brain works today. I'm going to continue doing these episodes, but today I just want to focus on like just the signs, the basic first step signs that there might be narcissism, so you start looking into it. And so you don't feel heard because you never can really tell what they did or what someone else did made you feel or what a situation made you feel truly authentically. If you're vulnerable, narcissists feed off of that. So narcissists never deserve to feel your vulnerability. And I'm not going to go deep into this either, but I'm just telling you the big points today. The reason I'm doing this, I just want this episode to reach as many people as possible that are not even aware that there might be narcissism in their family. You don't feel seen because just the way you are authentically yourself. Everyone has their own authentic truth, whether they know it or not, whether they are familiar with him or her or not, whether they acknowledge it or not, or whatever. But your authentic truth self, when you are in your authentic truth, you don't even need to share every detail of your life to be seen in your authenticity. It's just how you are. It's just even like a small example is you don't want to laugh at a joke on the table because it sounds ridiculous to you. It's like so out of alignment with love. It's like it's a very sarcastic joke and truth is in it, but they're hiding behind the joke and you just don't want to laugh at it. You just don't want to smile. That's you being authentically yourself. But just to go with it, what do we learn? We learn to let go of our authenticity to belong. And belonging and authenticity, they both are very important. But in narcissism and family, you are told to abandon your authenticity in order to belong. It can be your authenticity, or authenticity can be your intuition, your emotions, your feelings, your truth, how you see the world, what your opinion is truly about anything. There are always safe zones, like the safe waters that you can go to and express yourself maybe in those situations. But that has to exist in order for this thing to work. I'm telling you all of this for you to not to sabotage yourself and go after the breadcrumbs and think that that's fine. I have a healthy family because I can be myself in this thing, talking about the weather or cooking or something, like surface. And then you don't feel safe. This is a big one. You might not be aware that you are not safe. It doesn't have to mean that they're going to abandon you. It doesn't mean that they're going to bully you in a way that's so obvious from the outside that, that you're not safe. It doesn't mean that they're going to try to kill you or something or try to beat you physically. Emotional stuff is big though in your life. If you're in the situation. So you don't feel safe to be yourself. You don't feel safe to shine bright, to really realize your full potential. You gave up on that at an age or at several ages in your life where you showed up as yourself, 2-year-old, when you were 2 years old, 3 years old, whatever, especially in your early childhood as you were a toddler, a baby. And then you were put down, shamed, criticized. It doesn't have to be harsh. It doesn't have to be big. It can be small things. Small things are big things for kids, for humans in general, but small things are big things. And small things are huge things for narcissists. If you do anything that they have done to you, they loop that in their heads for days and days, and they take it so seriously. So it's not and not all narcissists are this way, by the way, but most of the narcissists that I know, they abuse the codependent, they abuse their child or whoever, in a way that they would not be able to handle it themselves. They do what they're most scared of and they go on with their life. That's the worst part of it. So you might have experiences where you were really emotionally abused. So that's why you don't feel safe to be yourself, to talk your truth, or really show up and do things the way you believe that you want to do. Or you don't feel safe when you ask for support, especially about the other people in your family. You never feel safe. You don't feel the support regarding your emotions, feelings about what happened, what the person said to you or did to you. You don't feel that support. So you don't feel safe. And because you were criticized or shamed, depending on the narcissist, they don't necessarily need to do this. Not all narcissists criticize and shame you. Like I always say, there are different types of narcissists. The way, the areas that they abuse you, the areas that they target you, the areas that they're competitive in, the areas that they create the wounds in you are different. And the way they do it are very different. It's this game that they have begun that works. So it has to, in order to work, it has to be very hidden. It has to be very subtle with subtitles, with a tone of voice, a facial expression, a seemingly innocent question or comments. That's it. It doesn't have to be huge stuff for them to have deep narcissistic tendencies towards you and for them to have influenced you until today or whenever you realize that there is narcissism in your life, with clarity. for you to have clarity that there is narcissism in your life is so huge that I will keep on doing different episodes to reach different people and give courage to the ones that keep on listening for you to come to a point where you want to make the decision, where you make the decision to change your life massively, because your wounds are your powerful sides as well. Like what you went through and what you are wounded in today, like what you see in yourself that you were wounded in, that actually holds your biggest strengths and gifts. I see it as if in this lifetime, your soul wanted to see this lesson again for this gift to awaken in you, because the powerful, strong, inspiring people you see around yourself that make a difference in the world, they have like great talents or success or medicine or something that they do that really makes a change in other people's lives or other living things in the world. It all comes from, usually like 90% of the time, it comes from their wound. So in your wound lies your biggest gift. So lean into it. You never know what's going to come out of it. I never thought that I would do a podcast, but here I am in 1 year. My life is completely different. I have found, and it's still unraveling, but I've found my true life mission. Like it all comes together now. Why I'm here, why I went through the things I went through, why I have this deep gift within me about the things that I went through. So lean into your wound. There lies your biggest strength. I love you so much. I'll see you on the next one. If this is your first episode that you're listening on my podcast, please go back to any other episode and listen to it as well. I love you. I'll see you on the next one. And you can always DM me if you have any questions. My Instagram handle is in the show notes. I love you. I'll see you soon.
My gorgeous listener, if you had any takeaways from this episode or from this podcast in general, I would love to know. Please share this episode with a few loved ones right now. You never know how they can benefit from something so small. And please take a screenshot of this episode and share on IG, tagging me at Khewella. That is Khewella. Khewella. That is my goddess wear brand, my Instagram page. I would love to know what your takeaway was, or something you found inspirational, or a confirmation you believe in as well. That would make my day. And you can always DM me if you have a topic or a certain question in mind that you want me to talk about. And give me a 5-star rating if you feel like it. That would help this podcast immensely to get the word out. I love you. See you on the next one. I want to see you shine your brightest.